Hey, what's up, everybody? Taking a quick break here on this house, and I wanted to take just a minute to talk about some really beginner techniques to alchemizing negative energies that are stored within you. And again, we've discussed meditation, and meditation it has a lot of different applications, and everyone has a different idea of what meditation is. But meditation is going to the universe within through a theta or alpha state of mind. It is leaving this program, this story that you're telling yourself of who you are, long enough for your spirit to alchemize certain blockages and energies inside of your body. And again, there's many applications. So when you begin to comprehend the quantum mechanics and the metaphysics of the reality around you, you can even use meditation to transcend this world. The elements that are around us, the ether, that is right here with us, the ether, that is the background, and in which all physical energy is manifested upon. So you have the ether, you have the nitrogen, you have the oxygen, the carbon, and the hydrogen. And if you are somebody who's more religious oriented, and you put that together, don't let it scare you, because yes, it is Enoch. Enoch is a teaching, right? It is a teaching of a state of awareness, okay, a state of realization. And so Enoch is all, just like I said, it's the beingness of all of those elements. Okay, so we have the capacity to tap into all of those things as human beings, all of those elements, all of those parts of us. You can become the trees. You can become the stars. You can become the ether. You can become the carbon in your body. And there's an important application for all of this. There's a reason for all of that, for having the capacity to do these things. As a human being, we are given awareness inside of us. Awareness that we are the living flame that permeates all existence. And when you step into this awareness, you then begin to step into the realization of our responsibilities and the blessings that we have, the power that we have. So one of the biggest things to realize about having that capacity is that it comes with responsibility. Again, you can become the waters, you can become these things and transmute them and heal them, bless them. This is how you truly bless something, right? This is how you really do that. Again, we live in a world where there has been a monopolization of the spirit. We have gatekeepers to God, right? When God is using you as a tool right now, today, you are a tool for God. And God wants you to walk in that authority. God wants you to, Spirit, the divine, wants you to walk in that authority so that we can do our job. Now, it's inevitable that coming is happening. The remembering is happening as we speak. There are big things happening on the planet right now. And people are stepping into their authority. And this is not something new to my life. I've been studying, researching, practicing alchemical techniques and meditation and things for almost 12 years now. And really, it just was like a natural blossoming in my life. Once I transcended my own demons, my own addictions and habits and these things, that's when I really began to blossom into just a natural awareness of what I am and what we are. And then I had to battle all of those gatekeeper programs and all of these resistances for many years. And out of compassion and out of love for my family and for my community, I kept hidden. I pretended that none of these things were a part of me. But, there is a new earth coming. And that might sound wild to some people and sound crazy to some people. But it is coming. And these practices are needed. They're needed. They are required for humanity to really blossom as a species. So, and to step into our job. Okay, so what am I saying, right? Like, what is a technique, right? A simple technique that might open your realization as to what alchemy is all about. Again, I did a short meditation practice the other day. So, I'll give you an example of something that can show you the power that your consciousness has. And I gave this technique the other day, but if those who didn't see it, I want you to try this, okay? Take a seat somewhere or take a minute to take a breath and just be in the now. Yep, right now. Fully come into the now. Step out of what you're doing, step out of tomorrow, step out of yesterday, and come into right now. Hey, glad you're here to join me. So, now I want you to look around you, and if there is a wall, or maybe a car door, or a car windshield, or a window, I want you to imagine putting your tongue on that surface. When you do that, you can feel the temperature, you can taste the flavor, you can feel the texture. And there is no thing around you that you cannot touch, taste, and feel with your tongue. And the reason why the tongue is such a good, such a powerful, quick technique to use for the human is because we have so many nerves and things in the tongue. So it's extremely sensitive. Now, let that settle in your mind. Wow, right? You can touch something and taste it and feel it without actually touching, tasting, and feeling it. With the power of your mind. Mind over matter is a real thing. And most people in their daily lives sometimes naturally develop that realization. I mean, maybe on their own levels, but they generally, it's usually, especially in survival situations, people realize the power of the mind. Now, the mind, what is it? The mind is consciousness, okay? It is the seat of consciousness. It is the throne of consciousness. Now, if you realize that the mind is also in the heart, then you become very powerful. You start to become extra powerful. Now, we won't bridge that just yet, but there are more neurons in your heart than there are in your brain. And that's for a reason, because your heart is a brain of itself. Your heart is a bioquantum teleportation portal, right? Soak that in. Your heart can transcend realities. It can travel on the ether. Your human vessel has the ability to travel through timelines, travel into different quantum realities. That's real. So, and it's a vortex, right? If you look how the heart unravels, it is a vortex energy device. And that's why there's so much that goes on in the heart space. I mean, ask yourself, why do we feel here love and hatred and these things so powerfully? Fear. Why is it here? I mean, if it's all in the head, why don't we feel it here? Right? It's here. So, and this is the language of the universe. Those energies. This is your energy interpretation device and your energy expression device. And it travels through time and space. Now, your brain is the way that you transmute those energies and interpret them for the human vessel to comprehend, and also for you to express it in whichever way you choose, right? So the heart and mind are working together to develop your willpower, your intention and willpower. So another quick technique that I want to explain is, if you are consciousness and you have the capacity to feel something like that with your tongue, right, to do that technique, then you have the capacity to become any part of your body. And what I mean by this is if you have a pain in your back, if you have a pain in your finger, or if you have something, now obviously if you have a big injury, okay, this is a different story. So don't, I mean, it's not. If you comprehend higher dimensions and what our real power could be. But if you take a moment and let's say you have a stress in your lower back. It's often in the lower back, in between the shoulder blades, back of the neck. These are really common areas because that's your chakra system. So these are really common areas for energy buildup to occur. And it manifests physically. It can cause diseases, it can cause illnesses, and it can cause distortions in the mind. A lot of those feelings and blockages are a natural response from your energy body in order to protect you from trauma, from false programs. So your soul will interpret a false program, and it will create a resistance to that false program, because the truth is the only thing that is truth, that is love. So if you are given all these false programs, and this is really why we are developing so many illnesses and things. Also, we're being poisoned. So imagine how powerful we are as human beings. So powerful that, we have to be fed false programs and lies and distortions, and also poison food and water and air, just in order to keep us down. Imagine if our hearts, let's just say this is real, this is true. If our hearts are bioquantum teleportation devices, right, and as a collective we are manifesting the reality around us, then just imagine if we boycotted the current medical practices. Not the entire thing, right? There's a fine line there. But if we boycotted poisoning ourselves through fast food and habits and these things, and then we also began to release all of these false programs of separation, all of these false identities, and come into the realization that I am you and you are me, and God is within us. The kingdom of heaven is within. Imagine the world that we could manifest. Because you are not only this body, right? So go into one of those energies, okay? I want you to try that, because I'm sure you have one right now that you can pinpoint. That feeling of realization, like whenever I say find a stress in your body, lower back, shoulder blades, something like that, that feeling of becoming aware of it, that is your tool to becoming it. The feeling of it in itself is your tool to engage it. Now I want you to completely go into it and feel it. Take a deep breath and breathe. Calm your spirit. And then talk to it. Speak to it. Command it. Tell it that you acknowledge it. That you know that it's there. And all programs, seen and unseen, that are manifesting this reaction, I want you to tell it that you're going to release it. You give it permission to leave. It's not immediately going to go, especially if you have other false programs. So these are layers of consciousness that you will have to work through to really get to a point where you can just, and it's gone. So, but trust me, I'm there. I know how to do that. Truly. So if you, one of the biggest programs that people got to get rid of is they are a victim of something, right? You are the driving force of your body and your mind. So you're the reason of everything in your life. So become that energy. Do some deep breaths, and do this after I'm off the your video thing or whatever. And when you're sitting in your car and you have that stress in your back, be aware of the body. Be aware of it always, because it's speaking to you all the time, and it never lies. So through breath work, through commanding, taking authority of it, becoming it, because it's a part of you, and then visualization. So if you are a more visual person, and this is something that everyone should practice, is you should practice visualization, using the imagination to manifest a golden ball of light hovering on the outside of that painful area. And then just imagine that pain into a color, into a image. Maybe it's a green or a dark black or something that represents the pain. And then just imagine it like smoke rising up out of your body. Right? Leaving the body. And that gold or that gold ball of energy, or that white gold ball of energy, is pulling it out. And then you want to breathe through that visualization, and you really want to become it. Stay focused on that, because you're doing something. So don't take your mind here or there or tomorrow, or you want to come into the now. And then watch miracles happen, because they will. And you have that power. Now, if you go to try this or something of this nature the first time, and it's like nothing happens, don't immediately deny it, because that's going to destroy you even further. Because you're going to come into acceptance of a reality where it's impossible. And you're creating that program in your mind. You're anchoring that in even more so. So this is how powerful the mind is. And you have to realize that all of these programs that you have been told, they're not true. You have to get rid of those programs, and you have to have faith. You have to believe. This is why belief is so powerful. And the power of the mind and the power of belief is sought after and monopolized by corporations, by government systems, by systems of power and control. Now, these are our systems. So I'm not judging those people. I'm not casting stones. What I'm saying is these systems are the old world. And those programs run through all of us. They run through each and every one of us. We are manifesting it. We are believing in it. We are creating it. So take responsibility for yourself. And then watch powerful things happen, right? So there it is. There's a long lecture on a few techniques and also the implications of them and the reasons why they're powerful and some reasons why they are resisted. So let's break those chains. Humanity is ready to blossom. It's inevitable, guys. It's going to happen. Really, it's happening as we speak. So, much love. Have a great day.